tremendous job in there. He did what he had to do.
Yeah, it happened. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, you know. That fight it'd be good. You won't get hit in the fight. You know, that's one thing we all know. And I believe in my abilities and I believe in myself that I can handle anything that any fighter.
Their super fight is still 6 months away, but Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are already turning up the heat. Earlier today, the two met with Turki Alalshikh, but the meeting quickly took a turn, becoming the exact opposite of its intended purpose.
Canelo in Riyadh in May, the big fight.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford clashed, nearly sparking a brawl that even Turki Alalshikh couldn't have stopped. Their meeting in Saudi Arabia was meant to finalize details for their mega matchup, but tensions flared the moment they crossed paths at the airport on their way to Turkey's residence.
He didn't seem as into this in the past, and now last night seems very on board making this happen. What changed on his end?
I don't know. You have to ask him. You know, I think it's a very intriguing fight. You know, Canelo and me is the same height. I got longer reach than Canelo. I'm faster than Canelo. But Canelo is bigger than me. He's stronger than me. So we both giving away something, but we both gaining something at the same.
Both fighters' teams expected a respectful exchange, especially since there had never been bad blood between them. Even during their call-outs and anticipation of a showdown, Canelo and Crawford had always shown mutual respect. But that changed quickly when Crawford approached Canelo at the airport to greet him, only to be seemingly snubbed by Alvarez.
So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not?
Brings at me or throw at me. You know, I gotta be able to believe in myself if I'm gonna get in the ring with you. I can't go in the ring thinking, oh man, if this guy hit me, he's gonna knock me out, or if this guy hit me, he's gonna break my ribs. So now, you know, if he was talking about Deontay Wilder or something,
Crawford tried again to approach Canelo, but things quickly escalated when Alvarez nearly lashed out physically. That's when Crawford snapped, and both men began exchanging heated words, ready to get dirty. Fortunately, neither fighter was alone. Members from both teams quickly stepped in to separate them, with airport authorities also playing a role in preventing a full-blown altercation before their September clash. They eventually headed to Turki Alalshikh's residence separately, where it's believed the Saudi boxing mogul helped smooth things over. A photo later posted on Turkey's social media showed all three, Crawford, Canelo, and Turki, together.
History of boxing in September, then 2 more fights in 26. Don't miss with the line.
The boxing world was in need of a historic showdown to ignite the year, and with Turki Alalshikh's backing, it came at the perfect moment. Canelo Alvarez and the former undisputed champion from Omaha, Nebraska, have held multiple meetings with the Saudi boxing mogul. But now, things have gone beyond formal talks, as the two fighters added extra spice with a fiery exchange.
Oh, well, it ain't really no message, you know. It's all respect over here, you know, and if he do decide to come our way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know. It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a well-fought fight for both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that
For a fight already being called the match of the year, fans crave intensity and drama, and Crawford and Canelo are delivering just that. Turki Alalshikh, leading the charge during Riyadh season, has been at the center of negotiations between both camps as he works to finalize one of the biggest showdowns in boxing history. Canelo was reportedly hesitant at first to take on the 37-year-old from Omaha, but it seems the Mexican icon has had a change of heart and is now preparing for the challenge. It's believed Turki Alalshikh worked behind the scenes, likely offering a massive purse to get Canelo on board for such a high-stakes fight. Even though Canelo is already scheduled to face William Skull during Cinco de Mayo weekend in May, it's his showdown with Terence Crawford that's dominating the headlines.
Para este imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi nombre. Nunca perdí un solo centavo, sino nomás ganó dinero. ¿Ya le pagaste a Golovkin lo que le quería robar? Sí, muy bien.
Speaking in an interview with a major boxing platform, the 34-year-old Canelo Alvarez confirmed he's open to a clash with Crawford, though he admitted he doesn't expect much credit for it. At the end of the day, I won't have any credit if I face Crawford. But you never know in boxing. I go up and down and fight everybody, so it's possible. Why not? He went on to say, I respect Crawford, he's a great fighter, I always say that. No disrespect to him. But sometimes it's a little crazy that people talk about Charlo, who's actually bigger, as a small fighter, and now everyone wants me to face Crawford, a 147-pounder who's smaller than Charlo. It makes no sense, but you guys keep saying it. These comments echoed a previous interview where Canelo said, I'm in, why not? Crawford is a great fighter, don't get me wrong, but for me, at my weight, it's an easy fight. Easy money. If the money is right, I'm in. I usually don't like fighting guys like Crawford because he moves a lot, and the fight doesn't look that great. But I saw him last time, and he doesn't move that much now. So yeah, if the money is right, I'm in.
Hopefully once you guys get in there.
I don't know. I just think, his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really...
It's been a different story for Terence Crawford, who has been chasing a fight with Canelo Alvarez ever since his dominant win over Errol Spence at 147 that crowned him the undisputed welterweight champion. I've been wanting the fight, it's a legacy fight, the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like it's the last of the Mohicans. It would be massive, 2 top 3 pound-for-pound fighters going head-to-head, Crawford said. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the challenge. It's all respect, and if he decides to come my way and we step in the ring, it's going to be an electrifying fight.
The only thing that I really have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size. I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, so I'm pretty familiar with that aspect of the game.
As he gears up for the fight 6 months from now, the former undisputed champion from Omaha, Nebraska, acknowledges the challenges ahead. He admits he'll need to be cautious of Canelo's size and power, but he also emphasized his readiness and the diverse arsenal he plans to bring on fight night. Interestingly, Terence Crawford isn't new to facing bigger opponents, and more importantly, beating them. With an undefeated record of 41-0, he stated confidently, I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life. He added, of course I'll beat him. There's no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't beat anyone I step in the ring with.
No comment. Your reaction to that. And that seems like that you do want this fight now.
Well, I've been wanting to fight, I feel as if that's a legacy fight. I feel as if, this is the biggest fight in boxing today.
What makes a potential Canelo versus Crawford showdown especially meaningful is that both men are nearing the end of their Hall of Fame-worthy careers. At 34, Canelo has been a professional for nearly 2 decades, compiling an impressive February 2nd, 62 record. Some of those bouts, particularly his 2 controversial wars with Gennady Golovkin, have undoubtedly taken a toll. On the other side, Crawford, now 37, isn't getting any younger, and with 41 fights behind him, he remains undefeated. In many ways, a clash between Canelo and Crawford feels inevitable, a final mountain for each to conquer before their legendary careers come to a close.
This fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. We both come in an era where Floyd Mayweather was #1 pound for pound, Showtime, and HBO era, that type of era. So,
both fighters know what it means to be undisputed champions, an accomplishment that's become increasingly rare in today's boxing era. They also understand the pressure of performing under the brightest lights. Canelo has been in multiple high-stakes showdowns, including blockbuster bouts with Gennady Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather. Crawford, meanwhile, had his breakthrough super fight when he dismantled fellow welterweight champion Errol Spence in a dominant 9-round performance. Now, with plans to move up 2 full weight divisions from super welterweight, Crawford is eyeing a showdown with super middleweight king Canelo, a matchup poised to be one of the biggest fights in recent memory.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect him, but sometimes he's.
Alvarez lost his undisputed status at 168 pounds after being stripped of the IBF title, which was later claimed by the relatively unknown Cuban, William Skull. Before facing Terence Crawford in September, Canelo vowed during a press conference with Skull, and in front of Turki Alalshikh, that he would reclaim the IBF belt. The objective is clear. Turki Alalshikh aims to make Canelo vs. Crawford an undisputed super middleweight world championship bout, which means Canelo must first regain that missing title from Skull.
About a small fighter like Charlo, he's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford, fighter 147. Who is smaller than Charlo.
Ahead of the fight, Terence "Bud" Crawford is well aware of the physical disadvantage he'll face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will be a major factor. Still, he remains confident in his ability to rise to the challenge and impose his boxing style. Many boxing analysts have voiced doubts about Crawford's chances at super middleweight, especially following his recent points win over Israil Madrimov at super welterweight, a performance that fell short of the dominance many had anticipated.
Yeah, I've seen that. Everybody, everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
Despite the concerns, the potential clash between Canelo and Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. With both fighters bringing a unique mix of power, speed, technique, and charisma, the stage is set for what could be an unforgettable showdown. Canelo Alvarez has maintained a consistent tradition of fighting twice a year, in May and September, timed around major cultural moments, with the September bout aligning with Mexico's Independence Day weekend. Since 2022, he's stuck to this schedule and plans to do so again in 2025. Crawford, however, has chosen to sit out until September for his fight with Canelo, a decision many view as risky. This same approach backfired for Errol Spence, who hadn't fought all year before facing Crawford, while Crawford stayed sharp with a tune-up bout, and we all saw who took the punishment that night.
Over with now, or are we still waiting for that second fight to happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to work things out and see where they go from there.
I know Slim Drew's name been floated around out there as an opponent. What do you think about Crawford versus Drew?
Butterstock,
Yeah?
Butterstock.
And Drew both think that they can give a shot at Bud after, with the belt not even being on the line. Is that
Although the fight appears to be more about media hype than competition, since Crawford competes at 154 pounds, 2 weight classes below the Guadalajara native, both Crawford and Sheikh Turki Alalshikh managed to convince Alvarez to accept the bout, for which he demanded $150 million. Despite questions about the sporting legitimacy of the matchup, Canelo Alvarez isn't underestimating Crawford, whose rare boxing skills explain why he remains undefeated after 41 fights. Trainer Robert Garcia acknowledged Canelo's advantage over Crawford while also commenting on Crawford's situation and skill set.
Because the way Crawford is doing it is because he knows it's the biggest payday in his life, and he'll never, maybe what he could get against Canelo, he's never made in all his fights combined. So of course, why would he call up Benavidez when he's calling out Canelo?
Crawford is a smart man. He's already accomplished everything he set out to do, Garcia said in an interview with Fight Hype. He's done a lot and doesn't need to keep proving himself. I've spoken to him personally, and my sense is that he wants that big fight against Canelo. If it doesn't happen, he might not fight again. Garcia added that Crawford has several options at junior middleweight if he chooses to pursue them. The most appealing would be a bout with WBC and WBO champion Sebastian Fundora. He could also go after IBF champion Bakram Murtazaliev. Other potential opponents include Jermel Charlo, Virgil Ortiz Jr., Sergey Bohachuk, and Xander Zayas.
Rounds? He's not gonna bitch out.
You don't think he could go all 12?
He won't bitch out.
He'll do better.
He'll put up some good rounds. Get knocked out, but he'll put up some good rounds, and that's better than what Charlo did.
Hey, because he'll fight.
Yeah, exactly. He'll fight. No, he'll
However, according to Robert Garcia, Crawford no longer needs to seek another fight because, with his exceptional career and unbeaten record, he has nothing left to prove. He already achieved it. I don't see him fighting just to satisfy fans who say he should fight this or that guy, Garcia said. He believes that if it were just about money, Crawford wouldn't need to fight again, as he's managed his wealth well and has solid investments. The only reason he'd return to the ring is for a showdown with Canelo, to end his career on a high note. He's going to chase that big fight and enjoy life. He's a smart man. He's invested wisely, doesn't need to fight again, but he still wants that big fight with Canelo. If he gets it, he'll take it. If not, he might walk away for good, Garcia added.
I'm not even. He can hit. I know he can hit.
Yeah. And he has a great chin. Yeah. Has he ever been dropped ever?
he was hurt. Cotto's brother.
Yeah, but that was 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, but he got hurt. So what? He didn't get hurt.
Hey, you bring up Crawford getting hurt by Gamboa. That was 1,000 years ago.
When did I ever say that?
You said that the other day.
I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, you did.
If the fight happens against the Guadalajara boxer, Garcia believes Crawford can hold his own with Canelo for several rounds, maybe not enough to win, but enough to earn both Canelo's and the public's respect. Look, I think Crawford could give some good rounds. I think the first 6 to 8 rounds would be very competitive. Crawford has skills, he's very strong, has great speed, and enough power to earn Canelo's respect and show him some too. But eventually, I think Canelo is just too big and too strong. Still, for those 6 rounds, I think it would be a very entertaining fight, Garcia concluded.
You see, Roger says that Canelo hits just a slight less heavy-handed than Caballo.
Wow.
You think Caballo's stronger?
I think Caballo's heavier-handed. I think Canelo's stronger, but I think Caballo, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between powers and stuff.
Right.
Caballo is heavier-handed. Like, when he was jabbing, he's gonna body.
Okay, to be fair, Caballo weighed 220 pounds when he sparred him.
Nah.
Well, he didn't?
Another boxing professional who holds a different view is Mikey Garcia. He recently told Fight Hub TV that he crossed paths with Crawford at last December's World Boxing Council convention in Hamburg, Germany, where he praised him for all his accomplishments. Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen, Garcia said.
I'm a fan of that fight. There are too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford.
I told him, dude, you're a bad guy, you've been a bad guy. You don't always get the recognition because of politics in boxing and favoritism here and there, but he truly has the skills. He's a great fighter, and he's proven it multiple times, Garcia said. Still, he questions how Crawford, who started his career at lightweight, would handle facing Alvarez at 168, a division where Canelo has unified the titles and remains undefeated. Alvarez has taken on top names like Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, Jermel Charlo, and Jamie Munguia, making him the most experienced fighter in the division. Where do you plan on going? 164, 165, 166? Garcia asked.
I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford.
Canelo's not going to come down to 160, maybe 166 at most, if he agrees. I think Canelo wins that fight purely based on size and power. Skill-wise, I think Crawford is the better fighter, but the size difference would be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight, Garcia said. Crawford, a 37-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, has achieved everything possible across 4 weight divisions between 135 and 154. While the financial appeal of a fight with Canelo is clear, especially since Crawford has never faced a true marquee name, Garcia urged both Alvarez and Crawford to consider separate paths instead of taking on each other.
Attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to a Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys and,
As a fight fan, I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight someone like Bivol or David Benavidez again, Garcia said. If he wants to challenge himself, he should go to 175 and take on those guys, not a smaller fighter moving up. He added, same with Crawford, he doesn't need to fight Canelo. He can face other contenders at 154. And that's all for now. For the best updates on boxing news, events, and highlights, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on quality content. Until next time, peace out.